In this video, we are going to add and subtract fractions. If you see before you, we have the three steps. First of all, you must have the LCD, or the lowest common denominator. Secondly, we create fractions that have like denominators. And then the last thing is we combine the numerators with the tops, keeping the same denominators with the bottoms. So let's go forward with this first problem. This first problem actually has already common denominators, the same number on the bottom. So we're just simply going to add across. Again, we combine the numerators. In this case, we're adding. So 1 out of the 12 plus 5 out of the 12 gives me 6, or 1 plus 5 is 6. And then out of 12 on the bottom. But again, no matter what our problem is with fractions, we have to look and see if it can't be simplified. And this one, in fact, can, down to 1/2. If you don't remember how to simplify a fraction, you can look back on another video on this same channel. So when I'm going on to the next one, we're going to again combine the tops and keep the denominators, but if you look, there is no consistent denominator to keep. I have a 3 down here and a 4 down here. So that's when we have to again look for the LCD, which is exactly the same as the LCM, the lowest common multiple. Again, there's another video that helps you to find that lowest common multiple if you need help. So I'm looking for the lowest common multiple between 3 and 4. And that is 12. Again, we're looking for the lowest number that both 3 and 4 will divide into evenly. So the new denominator is going to be 12 from both of these fractions. So I'm trying to figure out 2 out of 3 parts is the same as something out of 12 parts. And what the easiest way to do is to decide how much do I have to multiply 3 by to get 12. And of course, that's 4. So whatever I multiply by the bottom, I have to multiply by the top. So 2 out of 3 is the same as 8 out of 12. And it's still addition. We're still going to do that. The next thing I look at is this fraction. Again, I've got to convert this fraction into out of 4 instead of being out of 12. So again, 4 times 3 will give me 12. So I have to multiply the top as well by 3, giving me 3 out of 12. Now that I've got like denominators, we do the same thing that we did before. Combine the numerators, and we keep the denominator. With subtraction, it's about the same thing. We're still looking for that lowest common denominator, since I can't add things together that aren't alike. So the lowest common multiple, or lowest common denominator, between 15 and 9 is 45. And so again, we're converting into those two new fractions. So I simply ask what number multiplied by 15 will give me 45, and that's 3. So whatever I multiply by the bottom, I have to multiply by the top. Make sure these two numbers always match. It doesn't have to be the same number over here. In most cases, actually, it won't. But I need to make sure they match top and bottom here. So again, 3 times 11 will give me 33. It's a subtraction problem. And then I look to convert this fraction. So 9 times 5 is 45. So 5 times 5 is 25. And then now that I have the same denominator, I can subtract or combine the tops. In this case, it's subtraction, so 33 minus 25 is 8 over the same consistent denominator. And again, always look to see if you can simplify your answer. And in this case, 8 and 45 have no common factors, so I'm done. In this case, we're looking at 3 fractions, but it's done the same way. The easiest way to deal with this is make this into a fraction by putting it 8 over 1. So then I'm looking for a common factor between all 3, so between the 12, the 16, and the 1. And again, if you're not sure, you can always look up the lowest common multiple video on this channel. And again, I do address when you have more than just 2 numbers to find the lowest common multiple between. So for this case, the lowest common multiple is 48. So all 3 fractions are going to become 48. So this first fraction, we're multiplying 12 by 4 to get 48. I'm always trying to see what I can multiply my old fraction or old denominator to get my new denominator. And again, whatever I do to bottom, I have to do to top. So 4 times 1 is 4. Now the next one, I'm trying to see 16 times what is 48, and that's actually multiplied by 3. I'm going to try to squeeze it in right there. So I have to multiply the top by the same number. Now I'm trying to see what number multiplied by 1 will give me 48, and of course that's 1 times 48. So I have to multiply it at the top by 48, which is 384. And again, we have the same denominator all the way through, so my final answer is going to be over 48. And then I add the tops together. So 4 plus 15 is 19, plus 384 is 403. And that's as an improper fraction. Of course, I could put that into a mixed number as well. But that is the final answer. No matter what we're doing, whether we're adding or subtracting, I need to have the lowest common denominator and then combine my new fractions together.